Sylvia DeLangela, followed by Ken Minsky and Kenneth Ellis.
Mr. President, Councilors, my African-American brothers in New York City, Ferguson, and Albuquerque, like Vincent Wood, a fellow Vietnam vet, can't breathe. I can't breathe since this mayor took office, nor can anyone else breathe. I've been threatened by Chief Schultz, and someday I will breathe. And my wife worries about it. As was said, even if your hands are raised up, it doesn't make any difference. You'll get shot in the back. I know we have a bunch of armed officers in the back. Chief Eden, our huntsman, armed, ready to shoot anyone like the cops. And what I'll do is I'll raise my hand and hope they don't shoot me tonight.
Thank you, Mr. DeLangelo. Your time's up. Ken Minsky, followed by Kenneth Ellis and Norman Everett.
First, Donna, I got Christmas special delivery, 2 cancers. My time running down.
Mr. Minsky, you need to get started.
What you said?
It has been reset. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, before Okay, my name is Ted Niemiecki. Well, here is 3 pages. 1 page, black and white, American Liberty Union. Well, something wrong with Donald Duck. Just look at 2nd page, which is covered, which is United States flag. And corporation flag, which is now, let's gonna read that so to everyone in home. It is American Liberty Law. This is all of 2 governments, 2 flags. First originated in constitutional ratified by the people. A government of the people, by the people, for the people. Well, I don't have much time. Let's go to, here is flag, which represent red, white, and blue, red, greens, etc., etc. Now, another flag, corporation flag, which is never been adopted by, excuse me, never been ratified or adopted by the people. This is government of the corporation, by corporation and for the corporation, through loyalty.
Take that, my turn.
Thank you, Mr. Minsky.
Thanks, okay.
Kenneth Ellis, Norman Everett, and Mike Swick. Mr. Ellis.
I think I can zoom in, can't I?
Yes, just, you have the mic.
Good evening, councilors. Congratulations, Mr. Gardino, on your presidency here. I'm here to declare my sovereign citizenship. I am now declaring myself as a sovereign citizen. I give you all a copy of this that's up there. And basically, this is all United States Supreme Court case law, and the document speaks for itself. You know, it's a sad state that we're in right now. I really hope that you folks can get this right and set the example for the rest of the country. You guys have the most power as anyone in this city. You've got more power than the mayor, collectively. We really need to have accountability. We really need to have, as a minimum, these officers have a pretrial or a preliminary hearing, a mediation, something. Somehow or another, we've got to bring the parties that are involved in these situations together and determine if there should be further action. I plan on spending a lot of time in Santa Fe the next year or two. We've got to get some legislation changed. You folks are tasked with a heck of a project, so thoughts and prayers are going to be with all of you. So let's try to make this right. Try to make it right for our kids and our grandkids in the future. But as I said, starting out, I'm a sovereign citizen. Look it up. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Norman Everett, followed by Mike Swick, and last speaker is Julie Baca.
Mr. President and Council, I'd like to start out with a question and an answer. Why did the chicken cross the road in New Mexico? The chicken, I don't know if she crossed the road yet, and nor she's been thinking about crossing the road. But whether she crosses the road, I don't think the chicken's to blame. I mean, who had to go put the road there anyway? Maybe you should come back and ask me again, how come the chicken crossed the road tomorrow?
So ask, go ahead.
So the thing about it is, in New Mexico, I grew up here, tomorrow. We're always thinking about tomorrow, if we can put it off till then. There's things that come up and we can't put them off anymore that has to take care of. And the question is, the chicken, why does it want to cross the road? Why do we want to keep it from crossing the road? Maybe we need to put up a fence. Do we put up the fence to keep the chicken off the road, or do we put up the fence to protect the chicken from getting on the road? And if we put up the fence to protect the chicken, but we don't realize, why does the chicken want to cross the road? Maybe the chicken is not getting what it needs on that side of the road, and it needs to go to the other side. Maybe the other side's no better, but the chicken doesn't know, and then it wants to cross the road again. If we're going to put up a fence, we need to see that the chicken is taken care of. The chicken has what it needs on its side of the road. The point is, we need to make both sides of the road good. We can't make the world a better place by making it worse for one person. we have to make the world a better place for everyone. And that includes for our police department. And lastly, I didn't know I could bring visual aids. If I had, I would have brought a chicken.
Thanks, Larry. Mike Spick, followed by Julie Byer.
Sorry, I don't have any humor for you. Good evening, councilors. Last month on Thanksgiving Day, my family and I took our dogs to the Corrales Bosque for a day of outing. When we returned to our vehicles parked on the narrow roadside along the ditch, we found a tragic scene. An ATV rider had been illegally riding on the ditch bank and he flipped. He was prone on the ground and the EMT was applying CPR vigorously. We also noticed that our vehicles were hemmed in by the several rescue vehicles on the narrow road. The Corrales policeman in charge, an Officer Tomlinson, I believe, waved us away from what he described as a crime scene as the victim was fatally. Not wanting to interfere, we trekked back into the bosque and waited for an all clear. 30 minutes passed, an hour, 2 hours, and finally 4 hours later, we were allowed into the area. By this time, we were quite anxious to make our Thanksgiving commitments. My son was quite upset that we couldn't get to our vehicles. I assured him that the police were doing their job in securing the scene while their investigation was carried out, even though it was obvious what had happened. When we at last left the scene, I recalled the Mary Hahn case and the mishandling of that investigation with which you are all familiar. I wondered how such a travesty could happen for a well-known civil rights lawyer and prominent citizen. This unfortunate victim was just a 28-year-old man who made a fatal mistake. But the proper procedures were carried out. I guess he had no incriminating evidence on high-level city employees. I'm wondering if there are any of those here today, shame on them.
Thank you, Mr. Spick.